Hello everyone. In the last class, we have discussed about the introduction of geological timescale, that is how life was originated on the earth. So in today's class, we're gonna discuss about a geological timescale. Geological timescale is nothing but it's a just a calendar of earth life stages. That means at what time the earth was formed, at what time the life was originated, at what time the different organisms emerged, that means originated and extincted. These things we gonna learn in this geological timescale topic. So if you see this on the left side picture, you can see that the geological timescale first classified into eons. So we want to study from the last, that means from 4.5 billion years back. Sorry, from 4.5 billion years ago. So the first one is Haden. So at the time of Haden, the earth is still forming at the time. From the Haden to Archean, in that period of time, the earth having a lot of volcanic eruptions, the earth climate is so harsh and it is unable to form a life. So when come to the Archean, the Archean lifespan is 4.0 billion years ago to 2.5 billion years ago. In between, the earth slowly cooled down and the rains came on the earth. So the earth conditions which were favorable for the formation of life at the time of Archean. And when come to the Proterozoic, the life slowly evolved, and still it is believing that during that Proteozoic era, most of the common ancestors were evolved for all the organisms, and in the Phanerozoic only the organisms come into diversification. Okay, so we will discuss about this Proteozoic era, why the species were not more in the Proterozoic era, why those are high in the Phanerozoic era in the next class, that is a plant and vertebrate evolution. So now we are in the Phanerozoic era, Phanerozoic eon, and there are three eras in the Phanerozoic eon. So the first one is the Paleozoic era. Paleozoic era is classified into total 6 periods. Those are Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, Permian. So the Carboniferous again classified into epochs, Mississippian, Pennsylvanian. So it is important. So we should not remember these in shortcut. When we learn properly, that means when we learn what kind of organisms were formed in the each period or epoch or era, we can easily remember their path also, because the stages are also very important. Sometimes in exams directly they will ask the correct path of these periods. That means the classification properly. So when come to the Mesozoic era, the Mesozoic era is again classified into 3 periods: Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. I know most people heard about Jurassic, when the dinosaurs lived, that is the only era, Jurassic. But in the Cretaceous era, period, the dinosaurs were completely removed from the earth due to the asteroid hit. Okay, when come to the Cenozoic era is classified into 2 periods. One is the tertiary, another one is the quaternary. So in the tertiary, the epochs are Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene. Okay, when come to the quaternary, it's a Pleistocene and recent. Recent means where we are here. Okay, that means the time where the time when we are living is now a recent in the quaternary period of Cenozoic era. Okay, these all eras are included in the Phanerozoic eon. So remember that eon, era, period, epochs, these are the path for the classification of earth life cycle, or we can say it is simply timetable. Okay, we will go for the each era and periods. So this is the first period of Paleozoic era. So the first period is Cambrian. You know, the three eons what we have discussed before the Phanerozoic eon are considered as Precambrian. Precambrian. Why we are differentiating Cambrian and Precambrian? Why we are specifically pointing out the Cambrian means from the 4.5 billion years ago to the before Cambrian, that is 542 billion years ago, we didn't get any proper fossils. But in the Cambrian period, we got a lot of number of fossils that we can see today also. That means we can say easily in the Cambrian period, a lot of organisms, a lot of classes, a lot of diversification was happened. Okay. So the Cambrian explosion usually started 542 million years ago. Some people may say 540, some people may say 541. So let me consider simply as 542 million years. So in that, from starting, if we consider the 542 as 1 means from 10 to 25 million years ago, almost all the modern phyla of animals were evolved, and all classes of skeletonized marine animals also evolved. That means the modern phyla what we can see like Porifera, Coelenterata, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematihelminthes, Arthropoda, Annelida, Mollusca, Echinodermata, including all the superclasses of chordata were also evolved. So some scientists are saying that the chordata ancestors were evolved during the Cambrian period, and after that we got fishes, amphibians, reptiles, mammals. Mammals recently only evolved. Okay, examples of these skeletonized marine animals and modern phyla are brachiopods, trilobites, mollusca, echinoderms, etc. Okay, so where we can find out these fossils still today means there is a place, Burgess Shale of British Columbia. So in the British Columbia, we can see the region Burgess Shale. So where we can find out the Cambrian fauna fossils and their impressions. You can see in this picture one of the arthropod impression we can easily find out. Okay. So earliest jawless fishes also evolved. Jawless fishes means agnatha. So okay, we are up to now we have discussed about echinodermata, that is invertebrates. So how we can say vertebrate ancestor was evolved means Hycheoctis is one of the type of organism fossil we found that which having the eyes, gill pouches, notochord, segmented musculature. These all are similar to lamprey larva. So if we see any vertebrate development stage, we can find out these things. That means the vertebrate ancestors or the chordate ancestors, we can't say exactly vertebrate because we need to consider it as chordate. When the organism having only vertebral column, we will consider them as vertebrates. Otherwise they are all are chordates only. So the chordates having these all kind of characteristics. So they were confirmed that the ancestors of the chordates are also evolved during the Cambrian period. So here they have mentioned Cambrian explosion. Explosion means a sudden burst. Before the Cambrian, we didn't find any fossils, or we are unable to find out the fossils. But in the Cambrian, we got a lot of fossils that we can't even say with our numbers. Okay. And body plane also evolved, like these particular organisms like Coelenterata will exhibit this kind of a body plane, Platyhelminthes will exhibit this kind of a body plane, like that. Okay. And the Hoxogenes also were evolved. If you see, every organism will have a specific set of organs. These all type of organs are differentiated during the development only by the Hox genes. Okay, so these Hox genes or the homeobox genes were also evolved in the Cambrian explosion or the Cambrian period. Because of that only different organisms were evolved. And the previous animals, Archaea Kediacaran animals which were formed during the Precambrian era were extincted because of decrease in the oxygen levels. So before that there is no proper oxygen in the Cambrian. We can see a lot of oxygen levels due to evolution of photosynthetic organisms, not exactly plants. Okay, there are photosynthetic organisms like cyanobacteria and algae, etc. Okay, so due to decrease in the oxygen levels, suddenly these Archaea Ediacaran animals were extincted, and protostomes, deuterostomes were also formed in the Cambrian. Here the protostomes means during the embryonic development after the fertilization, the zygote will undergo cellular divisions, which we can call as cleavage. So after the cellular divisions completion, it will become a blastula. So that in that blastula, some of the cells migrate into inside and which produce a pore. Okay, so if that pore becomes the mouth in some of the animals, they will be they'll call as protostomes, and if that blastopore become the anus, means we will call them as deuterostomes, and remember we are the deuterostomes. Okay, let me go for the next one. Okay, if you see here in the Phanerozoic eon only, the all organisms were evolved. So like you can see Demospongia, Hemichordata, Echinodermata, Vertebrata, Nematina, Brachiopoda, Mollusca, Annelida, Bryozoa, Priapulida, Onychophora, Arthropoda, Cnidaria. These all are the modern phyla of animals. These all were evolved in the Phanerozoic only. But if you see this, their ancestors, see this phylogenetic tree showing the time scale as well as ancestors also. So the ancestors were started some 800 million years ago. From that, when come to here, slowly the ancestors, very common ancestor, become a normal common ancestors for different type of phyla, and finally the modern phyla were evolved. Okay, so let me go for the next period. Okay, let's see the Ordovician first. After that, we will go for the Silurian and Devonian. So usually Ordovician is considered as Ordovician seas. So Ordovician is a period of Paleozoic. So it is considered as Ordovician seas. Why? Because most of the diversification in the Ordovician period was happened in the aquatic environment, in the seas and oceans. Okay, so the Ordovician period lasts from 488 million years ago to 444 million years ago. So these all are estimation, each book giving different type of time, so we can remember the some approximate time. Okay, so most Ordovician animals were epifaunal or infaunal. So epifaunal means those which are living on the sea floor are called as epifaunal. Those which have burrowing habit, whether it is in sand or inside of the ocean sand, those are infaunal. So the coral reefs are also evolved. Coral reefs that we can see in the movies, usually cartoon movies and etc. You can see in this picture also, those are coral reefs. So these coral reefs are built by, how these coral reefs are made? Sponges, bryozoans and cyanobacteria. If temperature is increased in the sea level or in the ocean, automatically these corals will become colorless. Why? Because means coral bleaching will happen. So due to the increase in the high temperature, the cyanobacteria which giving color to this particular coral reefs will die. Okay, and the second largest extinction was happened now. Already we have seen one extinction, that is Archaean Ediacaran animals extinction, and the second one is the due to the drop in the temperature and the drop in the sea levels. What will happen if the temperature is dropped on the earth and sea levels dropped? Automatically glaciation or the icebergs will form. So all type of organisms unable to survive at that lower temperatures except some. So because of that only a largest extinction was happened. And Agnatha, that jawless fishes what we have discussed, also extincted but flourished after. Because extincted means they were not extincted completely. So some of the individuals may be survived. Those individuals tolerated that harsh environmental conditions, and again they were become flourished after that. Okay, so let me go for the Silurian and Devonian. we are unable to find out that much number of fossils in the Silurian, which lost from the 439 to 408 million years ago. But actually, we can find out the first gnathostomes. We are also gnathostomes because we have jaws. So our ancestors, that means the first gnathostomes are fishes. So that first ancestors of vertebrates were formed in the or were evolved in the Silurian. Okay, in the Devonian, this is the greatest period because we will call it is as the golden age of fishes, because so much diversification of fishes was happened, as well as terrestrial life also started during this Devonian. That means there is already terrestrial life, but when come to the Devonian, terrestrial life was flourished with the plants also. Okay, so nautiloids gave rise to ammonoids. So here in the edge picture you can see the nautiloids, and this left side picture is the ammonoids. So these all are the shell bearing cephalopods. Okay, so they are not evolved, they are not present now, shell bearing cephalopods. And bony fishes were evolved in the first and last Devonian, including Ostisthes, Sarcopterygi and Actinopterygi. And amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals, these are also included in the chordata. So the amphibians are the common ancestors for the vertebrates, and vertebrates are the common they are common ancestor for the reptiles, and the reptiles were common ancestor for the birds and mammals. Okay, so the amphibians are evolved from the lobe finned fishes, that is Sarcopterygi. Okay, so let we go for the terrestrial life, which was formed during the Devonian period. When we see the Devonian, the terrestrial life was also evolved, including mosses, liverworts, tracheophytes, like those all are the vascular plants. These vascular plants are evolved during the Devonian period. We will see separately how plants were evolved in the next class. And the monophyletic group, that means these mosses, liverworts and tracheophytes all are only evolved from the green algae. Why they are saying monophyletic group means from a single ancestor these all were evolved. Okay, and the first evolved terrestrial organisms are mid-Ordovician spores and spore-bearing structures related to the liverworts. You can see the liverworts picture in the right side. So these liverworts, spores and spore-bearing structure fossils were found during the mid-Ordovician period. By the end of Devonian, land plants had greatly diversed. So what are the land plants diversed? Ferns, club mosses and horsetails, and first seed plants were evolved. So you have to remember that first seed plants means they are not flowering plants, because we don't have evidences of flowering plants up to the Mesozoic era. So here gymnosperms were formed, that means non-flowering plants but which can produce the seed are called gymnosperms. Okay, and in the early Devonian, two major groups of arthropods were formed. One is Devonian calicerates, so spiders, mites, scorpion, that we know well, right? And the mandibulates like millipedes, centipedes and wingless insects, these all were also formed. Ichthyostezid amphibians evolved from the lobe-finned fishes. So you have to remember here the Devonian we are calling as golden age of fishes. So that means there is a lot of diversification of fishes were happened in this particular period. But at the same time, from the Sarcopterygi, that is from lobe-finned fishes, Ichthyostezid amphibians. Ichthyostega is considered as one of the ancestor for the amphibian that we will see in the next class. Okay, so this ichthyostegid amphibians are evolved from the lobe-finned fishes in the Devonian period. Okay, so let we go for the next one. Okay, let we see Carboniferous and Permian. Carboniferous and Permians are the last two periods of the Paleozoic era. So in the Carboniferous, seed plants to begin diversify already in the Devonian, seed plants arised, that means gymnosperms, and these seed plants diversification was happened in the Carboniferous. So we need to remember each event because they are sometimes asking in the matching forms events also. Okay, the Carboniferous lost from the 354 million years to the 290 million years. And as well as first winged insects were evolved, like dragonflies, orthopterids, hemipterids. These all were evolved. Do you know, if you compare that organisms with us, we can't even come in their size of leg, because those insects are very large due to availability of high level of oxygen, high level of nitrogen content and other resources on the earth. They become very big. And not only because of resources, due to their metabolic actions, their gene regulation, everything made them into a larger organisms that we can't even imagine them. If we see some of the arthropods from the early Cambrian period, they look so big that we can't even fit at one side also for that organisms. And first known amniotes were evolved in the Permian. So amphibians also, sorry, I missed one point. Amphibians also diversified in the Carboniferous. So golden age of fishes is Devonian period, and the amphibians golden age is Carboniferous. So remember that one after one only they were evolved, so we can remember very easily. And first known amniotes, see here, now in this in the previous period amphibians were evolved, and in this period they were diversified. And from this first known amniotes including reptiles, birds and mammals. Amniotes means those animals eggs having another layer, extra layer, that is amniotic layer, which prevent drying of the eggs in the terrestrial life, because the amphibians and fishes will lay eggs only in the aquatic environment, so they don't undergo dry. But if we see, most of the reptiles, birds will lay their eggs in the terrestrial life. So to prevent the drying, the amniotic layer was evolved. Okay, so first known amniotes during the Permian period were evolved. They are classified into synapsids and diapsids. Synapsids are the ancestors of the mammals, we will discuss later. And larval insects also evolved, that is metamorphosis was evolved in the Permian period. Okay, during Permian, the earth is not like 7 continents, it's just a single continent which is called Pangaea. I think most of the people heard in during their school classes of social studies. And again same thing, social sea levels dropped, rearrangement of land and sea, that is continental drift was happened. Because of that, 96% of the species which were surviving on the earth are completely extincted. So remember how just we are thinking that only a corona pandemic can killing all the humans, but there are a lot of natural disasters caused. Just think, 96% of the species were extincted. That means nothing is there on earth. It's 4% means very small amount. Okay, so some mistakes are, that means some spelling mistakes are there in this videos. So if you can correct it, you can correct. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And in the next class we will discuss about the Mesozoic and Cenozoic eras. Okay.